Hi everyone. Welcome to VCTV. How are you today? The VCTV, the Venture Capital TV. You're watching VCTV from LATOKEN. So VCTV is a platform from LATOKEN which connects investors and founders and startups under one roof. VCTV was born in March 2020 because of the pandemic. We couldn't travel anymore. The purpose of this roadshows and the travels were to connect investors with the founders, because the founders and the startups and the entrepreneurs are the ones who are building things and they need investment. So because of the pandemic, when there were restrictions in travel and roadshows, conferences, that's when we moved to this online platform and we branded it under VCTV, which is, again, as I said, from LATOKEN. Today, I am back. I usually host VCTV 8 p.m. Singapore. Today, I'm back on the 6:30 p.m. Episode of VCTV. So we have two shows every day on the VCTV Asia panel. We cover different topics. Today's topic is very interesting and I'm very much need of the hour, right? BTC, Bitcoin went up more than 20,000 USD. Hey! Hey! Probably is trending at 23,000 USD right now as I speak, I guess. But yeah, that's the thing. That's such a nice coincidence. You know, I'm hosting the show and BTC and the altcoins went up. So it's an amazing time. I mean, we have the pandemic, we have the crisis, then we have this as well, right? Who believed in crypto? Tell me who didn't believe in crypto pre-2020? Raise hands.
Nobody.
So my question is, let me just phrase it. Who didn't believe in cryptos? So Tushar, so he didn't believe in cryptos, right? Okay. Got it. Yeah. So that's it. The banks didn't believe in cryptos. They mocked cryptos, right? Obviously, and we've seen that PayPal, the fintech companies, even the banks in Singapore, they're starting a cryptocurrency exchange, DBS. So yes, that's how it starts and that's how it ends, which is good, which is the good news for our community, right? So today's topic is on cryptocurrency trading and exchanges. So LATOKEN, as you all know, is a cryptocurrency exchange. We are primarily a cryptocurrency exchange. We trade, we list tokens. That's primarily, we fundraise using IOs, STOs, initial exchange offering. You must have heard about ICOs back in 2017-18. So the ICOs now conducted on an exchange on IOs. So this is another way of fundraising by tokenizing your assets. Okay, so welcome to VCTV again. I'm very excited, as you can see. I'm very excited to speak about this topic, this particular topic, because this is something that I live it every day, live and breathe every day. And I have Fnd from Malaysia, from Crypto Valley. Hi, Fnd. Welcome to VCTV.
Hi. Yeah, thank you, Sunny. Thank you for inviting.
Okay, great. We are neighbors. So by the way, I'm the regional director. Sorry for those who may not know me, like you are Fnd for the first time, Thomas for the first time. I'm the regional director of LATOKEN. I'm based here in Singapore. I host VCTV Monday to Friday, different timings. I don't say 8 p.m. show anymore because I'm on a 6:30 p.m. show right now. So yeah, so that's about VCTV. Today, as I mentioned, we're going to talk about cryptocurrencies, trading and exchanges. Fnd from Malaysia, Crypto Valley, Malaysia. Thomas from Germany joining us for the very first time. Hi, Thomas. How are you doing today?
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm fine.
Nice to meet you as well. Right. And I'm joined by the regular speakers, Tushar from Gurgaon and Maran from Singapore. Hi, guys. How are you?
Hi, Sunny. Good. Thank you so much.
I like your energy, Tushar, and like the support you give to VCTV. Fabulous. Keep it up.
Always there.
Okay, great. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Okay, let's start with Fnd and Thomas, who are just new speakers on VCTV. Fnd, I will request you to introduce yourself, your company, and your contribution to the crypto community. Over to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sunny. Hi, hello everybody. My name is Fnd. I'm from Crypto Valley, Malaysia. It's an independent organization located in Cyberjaya, Malaysia. Cyberjaya is like Silicon Valley of Malaysia because companies like IBM, company like Dell invested in Cyberjaya area, and also any startups who locate in Cyberjaya will get something like tax exemptions for the startup. So basically, our mission is to build Asia's leading ecosystem for blockchain and cryptographic technology in Malaysia, where we are registered under registers of societies that supervised by Ministry of Home Affairs. So basically, we are a tech chamber focusing on the cryptographic blockchain that focusing on development of the community, and then also focusing on how we can use blockchain for something like supply chain and also on the fintech. And I also the CEO of a Blockwork that we are focusing on more on the system integration that we bring blockchain tech into the industries and doing a lot of what I call awareness, adoptions, and also we reach a lot of universities and also government agencies as well in terms of regulation, awareness, and also adoptions into the society and also
Fantastic.
government. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Fnd, for that nice introduction covering government, universities, private companies, blockchain. Very good. Thank you and welcome to VCTV. Next, I have Thomas. Thomas from Germany. How are you today, Thomas?
I'm fine, thanks. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Thomas Schmiedl. I'm CTO and co-founder of a company named Rubinstein & Schmiedl. And the company is located in Switzerland. However, we also have offices in Germany and in Liechtenstein. And the main focus of the company is to use algorithmic trading with deep learning and artificial intelligence. And for us, that's not only theory, because we already have multiple live portfolios running on exchanges, managed by AI, completely autonomous, and some of them even for more than 1 year. And our main focus is a really high risk-adjusted return. So let's say the most recent strategies of them that we have live, they achieve like Sharpe ratios between 7 and 8, which is quite good. And the reasoning behind this is the following. Like, of course, it's like perfect timing today. Prices are increasing, everybody's happy, everybody's partying and so on. That's amazing, and that's part of the game. But the thing is, when we look back half a year, for example, and we remember like the COVID panic affecting also cryptocurrency markets, then we know that within a few days, like Bitcoin, for example, dropped like 50–60%, something like this. And for our investors and for us, that's unacceptable. So we have AI systems in place actually that take care of this. And so we don't have any effects from this, and we are kind of safe from any, black swan events, things that happen that can damage like the portfolio. So in a nutshell, basically that's what we do.
Oh, great! So you basically run a AI-based, how to say it? Like you predict the market, right?
Yes, exactly. So the thing is, we have like all the processes from end to end, from data acquisition from the exchange up to order generation and order submission. Everything is automated. It's all done by AI systems, and the decisions are also created by AI systems. So the whole thing is predictable, and the whole thing basically does, works without human intervention. We get a report every day what it does, so we have monitoring in place, things like this.
That's very good. That's good to know, because we always discuss about how AI somehow is going to replace human beings, and you just got a right use case there. Thank you so much, Thomas, for the introduction.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, and welcome to VCTV. Next, I'd like to go to Dr. Maren. Hi, Doc. Hi, Maren. Welcome back on VCTV. How are you today?
Very well. Hi, Sunny. Great to be with you today. So let me introduce myself first. I'm the CEO of Schweizer World. It's Schweizer's growth capital and partnership arm based here in Singapore. Originally, I'm German, so I've spent my career in aviation, automotive electronics, and venture capital. I'm very happy to have one of our partners on the show today, Thomas of Rubinstein & Schmiedl. We know each other for some time already. Then we got into touch and developed a cooperation to take it further. So looking where I started myself in a startup actually. It's been a little taxi airline. From there, I moved to Paris to work for Dassault Falcon Service, a French MNC. In 2005, I switched gears to automotive electronics and joined Schweizer Electronics, which is a dinosaur in the market. Has been established 1849, 170 years. We always believed in partnerships and do partner with several companies. Thereafter and until now, I'm the digital CEO here in Singapore. I also serve on the advisory board of HDI Global, which is an industrial insurer in 150 countries. So I'm here today to help everybody connect the dots.
Wow.
Wow.
170 years company.
Amazing.
Amazing. Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Seriously. And all of them said at the same time. Thank you, Myron, for that.
I feel old now as you mention it.
Thank you so much. Last but not least, I have Tushar. Hi, Tushar. Welcome back. How are you today?
I'm good, Sunny. Thank you so much. Always my pleasure to be back. So I am, I have like two phases in my career. One is the corporate phase where I've worked for Deloitte and Touche. I've worked for India's largest venture capital fund by the number of deals called Brand Capital. I've also handled debt at the Russian company Systema's India unit, and also been a CFO with a logistics company owned by Guggenheim Partners. In my other phase, I've been an investor, a mentor, and primarily being into the Middle East and in Asian venture capital system. We invest in tech companies specifically relating to 3-4 sectors here, and also handhold startups in a variety of ways. My deep interest in crypto is because we are also an investment management firm, and we handle funds of a lot of HNIs who want to invest specifically in tech companies in Asia and Middle East. My pleasure to be back, Sunny.
And you didn't believe in crypto before 2020?
I didn't believe because I thought it does not have many use cases. But then I came across companies who are working in that field, and I had a change of heart. So that's why I'm here today.
That's absolutely, it's okay. I mean, I just had to add that. And obviously in India, I think the Supreme Court lifted the ban against going against
Absolutely.
A central bank, RBI. Yes.
Right. Correct. You are right.
Correct. Fantastic. Great. We all set with the introductions of our speakers today. Great. All our crypto pro supporters, which is good to know. All right. That's just makes my life easy. You know, I don't want people to be saying, oh, a crypto is a scam, you know. I've had people on my panel saying crypto is a scam. So okay, let's leave that aside. Now we have all supporters, crypto supporters, and Bitcoin shot up to 23,000 USD, and yes, we're going to celebrate today. I'm going to start with Fnd. Fnd, let's talk about the industry as in a general. What have you seen? Because you are in Malaysia, you belong to this part of the world, ASEAN. You know, you might be in Malaysia, but obviously you cover Asia. So just our audience would like to hear about the trends. So what have you seen, the ups and downs and the crypto? Let's start with you, and let's then go down to trading and everything else.
All right. Okay. Thank you for the question. This is a very good opportunity for me to share about my movement and also my activities on promoting cryptocurrencies and fintech blockchain to the world. I mean, of the startup ecosystem and as well. When we talk about blockchain, I think cryptocurrencies. We need to see first from the history of the cryptocurrencies, where the largest in the human life that still experimental phase. There's a Bitcoin, where starting from 2009, and the first launch on 2009 until 2010, I put it as a 3 phases of the evolutions of the cryptocurrencies from 2009 until 2020. The first phase, the 3 years phase, is more on the what you call on the awareness, the growth, and another 3 years, the 6 years, is another phase on what you call when ICO is very famous. And I just involved with the cryptocurrencies on 2015. That time the price is around 13 USD. I already involved in the as investors, personal investors. Then Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum, came to Malaysia with what you call secretly. Nobody knows, but our government in Malaysia invited him to talk into government Malaysia on 2017. It's very that time the Ethereum still the price is still around 6 USD. 2000 no 2000 no 2016 that time around $6. Then I met him personally. That time nobody saw that time Vitalik Buterin I mean not famous yet. Then after he presented about the Ethereum, I decided to invest on Ethereum. On Ethereum, I bought thousands of Ethereum, and then after 3 months, the price going into 300 USD. Only 3 months after the visit by Vitalik Buterin. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. And then of course the growth of the ICOs. But the challenge now, when the times of the second phase after the ICOs is a challenge time. The third phase, I think that time because of a lot of scammers. Because of that, we launched Crypto Valley to ensure that we create a lot of modules on crypto analysis, crypto forensic, in terms to give some advice to the government, to the people. By that, they can invest properly. And then also we create a lot of what you call advisory levels to the university as well, for them to understand. And then we got the successful story when last 2 years our government in Malaysia government announced a very clear act in terms of a crypto exchange in Malaysia, and 3 companies like Luno, Synergize, they can run as an operator for crypto exchange. So what I want to say is like this: anything on the investment, any startup or any people, public, if you want to invest, need to ensure that you get a ample knowledge. You must ensure that you are not cheated by scammers by having the knowledge. Don't because of just a profit purpose, and also because of no knowledge you invest. And now I think in the future, because of the market bullish it's a very good news for us. Last 6 years when I was a speaker in a World Blockchain event in Dubai, because I had been to 20 countries to talk, to be a speaker about Bitcoin, about cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and I also have a student PhD that doing research on the PhD on the blockchain. I already forecast 5 years ago that I said I'm not saying unhappy with this kind of recession, right?
Yeah.
If you study the history of the cryptocurrencies, the bullish market will be happen after the recession. You see, on 1930, on the Great Depression, Great Recession time, what happened? The market go down, and then then on 2008 when the Lehman Group went down. Actually, also I have a background of banking. 2009, cryptocurrency will be a bullish market. That happened same into the 2020, where COVID issues, a lot of people lost jobs. You can see in USA market, right? It's like same like Great Depression, and this is a good sign for us to invest. Because I involved 2 years back when people from banking, Mr. Tushar, for example, right? That time they always a lot of fake news, bad news about crypto will be crash. That time, Bitcoin almost going down into because of volatility to 5,000 USD. Then I said to all my, the public, invest when the price is 5,000. What happened now? Bitcoin now is 20,000 USD, and maybe I believe next year, my focus is 50,000 USD will be at the end of the year for one Bitcoin. Because why? Because
have been all positive.
Yeah, because we do some crypto analysis, we do some crypto forensic. I'm also actually for the big data analytics. Same like Thomas, we do something on AI, machine learning. I have that kind of a solution. We can see that the trending is there. Because why? Because of people's need to have something like, because it's like a savior actually. Of course, COVID is not good, but actually anything on recession is like a savior into the market of the cryptocurrencies. You can see 2009, 1998, 2009, after 1998, Wei Dai give some lot of a white paper about cryptocurrencies. 2009, Satoshi Nakamoto also white paper because want to resolve problems on the conventional way. And we are so happy in Malaysia, and because I based also in Jakarta, in ASEAN, you know, at the end we won. The war, not the war actually, the challenges by the government when a lot of bad assumption, bad perception about our community, and then luckily last 2 months in Malaysia I'm one of the committee of a national blockchain roadmap where our country, we are so strict on the financial ecosystem. We already recognize crypto exchange, cryptocurrency is a part of solution for the financial crisis. So we believe next year is the best year to invest. Next year is the best year blockchain ecosystem to do a lot of new projects. And I want to see more startup to have solution that related to food tech, related to the healthcare, where I think this is a very good solution. If any ICOs or IEO that related to food tech, healthcare will be a very good project that we can invest. And I also developed 15 startups in blockchain worldwide, in Switzerland, in Dubai, in ASEAN, and we managed to created the portfolio on 100 million USD capital on these 100 startups all around the world. So
Wow.
Because why? Because we have that kind of a technical advisory level to ensure that the blockchain that they use is not a scam. First, second, we want to ensure that they use a proper regulation methodology in order to operate in any countries in the world, especially in Malaysia, Singapore, in ASEAN, because a lot of scams issues. We now have 1,700 cryptocurrencies, right? We need to ensure that we need to ensure that we invest in the proper. Personally, I invest in top 10 coins that in the coin market cap. But I do not invest on Bitcoin Cash. Only that. I don't believe on Bitcoin Cash. I believe in Bitcoin, but I don't believe on Bitcoin Cash. It's just like a copy or just an imitated version of a Bitcoin. That's it.
All right. I think if you have covered probably a session of 1 hour in few minutes, which is very good in the sense you've given a holistic view of the market, how it's evolved from 2016 or 15 when you just started off your journey to Vitalik coming to Malaysia by the government.
2017, yeah.
Yeah, and I met Vitalik in Singapore in 2017.
Yes,
and when I went to meet him, that conference room was like exploding.
Yes,
queue up behind to have a glimpse of him. That was what 2017 in Singapore was.
Yes.
So we've come a long way. It's about the government support. It's about the regulations. It's about the education. It's about the good projects. And you're investing in health tech and food tech blockchain projects, as I heard it correctly, right? So fantastic. And what a start, Fnd. Thank you so much for sharing, taking a journey of cryptos. Great. Next I have Thomas. Thomas, over to you.
Okay, let's have a quick look at the German and the Swiss environment for a second. Okay, so in the recent past, actually, legislation has picked up quite a lot in Germany and Switzerland regarding cryptocurrencies, making it quite easy to set up companies and also like to have a good set of rules basically that's necessary also to manage funds on the cryptocurrency side. We know, of course, like in Switzerland, the Zug area, which is quite heavily populated with people who are like pro cryptocurrencies and develop a lot of amazing things. In Germany, we also have like Berlin, Munich, for example, where a lot of development is going on. The thing is, when we look at the topics that are primarily being covered there, it's a lot of custody, and it's a lot of ways to get retail investors actually into the system, like banks showing up, banks incorporating means to actually buy cryptocurrency in an easy way. That's like the primary forces, I'd say. And the other important thing is actually a change of mindset, and that's really important. So like the traditional, let's say, like the traditional German asset manager is slowly waking up to the fact that there's a completely new asset class out there, which has the potential to be completely uncorrelated. Correlation, important point. I'll talk in a second about correlation, but it has the potential to be completely uncorrelated to traditional assets that everybody knows. You know, everybody knows the cycles. You know, it's really difficult to find some alpha out there with traditional asset classes. Like, you know, commodities, they have certain cycles, you have stocks, you have ETFs and so on. But like the potential for a completely new asset class, it's quite a rare thing to happen. Like personally, I believe that within a lifetime, there are only like 2 or 3 like major, opportunities to grasp that can really transfer wealth, to new business, to, among businesses. And cryptocurrencies are definitely one of them. And they have, what's the amazing thing about them? So of course you can invest. The legal setup is, prepared to do this in the region and in Germany and Switzerland. And the thing is that the whole asset class is currently growing. So you have like this fundamental force, like the fundamental force pushing you, which is a good thing you don't see in many asset classes. And the other thing is that cryptocurrencies, they have, of course, a high level of technical, sophistication. And that's the thing, like all the exchanges support APIs, you get data everywhere and so on. And the amazing thing is also what enables us to manage funds using AI is that the system is so tech-affine. And the good thing is there are 3 ways, to manage funds. The first one is to manually, you have a fund manager, you manually shift around and you allocate, some capital to Bitcoin, to Ethereum, things like this, because you believe it will go up. It's like your gut feeling, or you're talking to people. Then you have like the quant funds. There are only a few of them out there actually, where you have statistics looking at this. And there is like AI, and it's not a secret. I'm a fan of AI. And the good thing about AI is it's like the perfect match for a completely technical asset class, because you get the data. Sorry?
I totally agree. I'm a big fan of AI myself.
And it's amazing because it's made for AI. The thing is, what we do, we have everything automated. We query data from exchange. We store in a big data architecture. We create orders. We have the AI make decisions. We submit the orders. It's like a perfect match for a technological solution to trading like this. It's like the currency of the new century. And people slowly waking up to this, and there's a lot of potential in there, and I hope, and I see actually people slowly noticing this.
Yes,
absolutely, Thomas, totally agree. I mean, obviously as an exchange, we work with market makers, we have APIs with all our partners, and yes, and AI and blockchain, it's a very good technologies together. In the space. Thank you, Thomas, for those insights. Next, I'd like to go to Marin. Marin, please share your opening remarks for the topic today.
We've seen a key driver that we like a lot. There have been more and more state-sponsored cryptocurrency moves in the market recently, especially in 2020. So they're all about 3 topics. One is speed, the second one is security, and the third one is efficiency. So it's a given. You need to have your settlements done rapidly and finally. That can be done with technology. Secondly, security needs to be comparable to regulated payment systems. So we are developing in this aspect with the help of traditional banking sector players. And the third one is efficiency. For sure, we need to reduce end-to-end costs for transactions. And that can be done by cryptocurrencies. So it's, as in many tech plays, a lot about credibility. And the moves of state-sponsored cryptocurrencies all over the world help a lot to gain credibility.
Sorry?
Yeah, these moves of state-sponsored cryptocurrency players helps a lot to gain credibility for the crypto market, and helps all other players and startups too.
Okay. All right. So you're done. So sorry, probably I thought I got stuck or you got stuck. Sorry. It's okay. Thank you, Maron, for sharing those opening remarks.
I'm done actually.
Yeah, it's funny thing about technology. As much as we think, I mean, obviously it's a very big benefit during the pandemic, but sometimes you have these little hiccups. So yeah, thank you so much, Maron. Last but not least, Tushar, over to you with your opening remarks for the show.
Thank you, Sunny. I would like to just throw some light on this subject of cryptocurrency with respect to two things. One is the global scenario, and one is the specific scenario to India and also Southeast Asia and a lot of countries in the Middle East. So, because of COVID and because of loss of tax income and GDP is also tanking, the central bankers have been unleashing liquidity and printing currency. So this is what this money is chasing asset classes. And because a lot of asset classes fundamentally don't deserve to rise because the markets, the GDP is down and sectors are slow. So this liquidity is finding way into all kind of unusual asset classes, and I believe that that crypto has gained because of that, because of this particular aspect. Liquidity was always high post 2008, but recently we have seen a new wave of whale accounts, putting money in cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, which means accounts with investing large sums of money. So we saw a UK company, Ruffer, recently invest almost $500 million in Bitcoin. So when that kind of a money comes in cryptocurrency and specifically Bitcoin, that is the resultant prices for us to see as of now. With regards to Asia, specifically India, there is this crypto, there is a genuine concern, and even Financial Action Task Force like FATF has in a report said that this crypto is a way of transferring money across the borders, because countries here receive a lot of remittances, and taking out money from these countries is a bit of a challenge, because these are emerging economies. So crypto plays a role there. It is easy to trade across the borders using crypto. The main worry with governments is that this money should not reach money laundering and terror financing activities. In my view, there are sufficient regulations in place for that to not happen, and the governments are coming around. We saw how China came out with digital yuan, and that has led to a lot of other governments scrambling to take cover and wanting to support such kind of digital currencies. The main worry sometimes is volatility, because the way the price fluctuates, and on that my sense is that because bitcoins can't be used in the markets to buy products and to use it as a normal currency, so that is the reason why there is volatility. But having said that, I turned around my view on cryptos when I came across an Australian company which is facilitating market buying, product buying using cryptos through a wallet. And I saw that it is performing quite well. So there is definitely a place for such kind of a product in the market. Last but not the least, inflation is something which is inching up because money has been printed, and I foresee that more such money will follow into cryptocurrency, and it'll have, like we are talking now about $100,000 Bitcoin. So there is a FOMO factor, fear of missing out, in a lot of investors as to riding the Bitcoin wave, and I foresee that it'll only go higher. But things like vaccine coming into the market, COVID vaccine, and also the action of Asian governments might only result in more volatility going forward.
Yeah, thank you, Tushar, for sharing those insights. I mean, I really agree. Bitcoin is highly volatile, but there are stable coins as well. There are CBDCs, central bank digital currencies as well. As you said, digital yuan. What about India? Is India planning to launch its own digital rupee or cryptocurrency by any chance, a national currency, a retail one?
So in India, the initial Reserve Bank of India, the central bank, is a very conservative bank because we run a fiscal deficit here in this country, and the demand for dollars is always high, and so they are very conservative when it comes to losing their monopoly on printing of rupee or any such activity. But having said that, the initial view of the Indian government was to ban cryptocurrency, but the Supreme Court came out in support of cryptocurrency, and only yesterday a group of industrialists have presented a case to the government to come out with regulations, proper regulations for cryptocurrency, because anything regulated properly and lawful results in better use and adoption of such kind of new age products. So I am very hopeful, and I see a lot of my friends and the investors ecosystem. I keep on seeing a lot of investors actually trading in cryptos, and it is only gaining ground here in India.
Yeah, thank you, Tushar. I think it's the government, it's the banks, it's the institutional investors, the traditional,
Right.
they all should come together to pledge cryptocurrency. That's how the mass adoption happens, because as you rightly said, the cryptos shouldn't be used for money laundering. People still think, I still get asked, I mean, it's easy to use crypto for those kind of money laundering. And
it's Sunny, more than money laundering, it's also the difficulty of taking out money by a rich guy in a country like India, taking out money from here to some other country, because there are restrictions by the Reserve Bank of India, and sometimes cryptos, because they are so easy to transfer across wallets, they are used for transferring money. But as per all the reports currently, that they don't show enough evidence of cryptos being used for money laundering or terror financing anywhere in our country or in the region.
Just like a bank, a crypto exchange should be a regulated body which stores your crypto. So
absolutely.
There you go. Why would that be a concern then? If banks can store our money, our cash, or whatever, crypto exchanges are also storing our money in the form of crypto.
Right. And banks have actually, in India, they have come out with supporting technology platforms for exchange between a regular currency and a crypto. So things are moving in that direction.
Talking about Singapore, I live in Singapore. There's a proper handshake between the banks and the crypto exchanges here. I use both of them, and there's a very good handshake and understanding, so making my life very convenient. I'm sure India opens up and people will realize it's about convenience as well when it comes to cryptocurrencies.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for that round of 30 minutes into the discussion. I'm really enjoying this panel today, and happy as well. All of us are, because of BTC. Thomas, I'd like to ask about regulations generally in Europe. I mean, it's like, when we started off, regulations, like Europe was the bigger market, UK, Europe was the bigger market that exposed cryptocurrency, like first mover advantage. Then slowly it was Asia. Then I think Asia has picked up in terms of adoption as compared to Europe. What are your take? I mean, Zug minus Zug. I mean, I see Crypto Valley, a lot of pro crypto things coming out of this place you are in. But generally speaking about the region, what do you think? What are your thoughts about that?
I think that actually not sure what the reason is, but I think that when we look at German legislation, for example, there was quite a hurry in the beginning of the year to get cryptocurrency legislation out. It might have been a response to, for example, the Libra project, and people were trying to compete. And that's a good thing, actually, like the competition that we see on a global scale that pushes, of course, legislation in different countries to, actually deal with things like this. But more than just dealing with this, I have the feeling that actually Germany and Switzerland and also Liechtenstein, we have a subsidiary in Liechtenstein, and Liechtenstein legislation is also very cryptocurrency friendly. We see that countries feel it as a way to outperform, as a way to actually, attract a lot of, knowledge, know-how, new startups, to get the legislation right in this specific parts. Because cryptocurrency, I think everybody knows by now that it will be a big deal. And as a country, the sooner you get your legislation right and you open up, for example, in Germany, it's now possible like for banks to handle cryptocurrency. Everything of this is, that's like, from a legal point of view, that's like clarified. There are no limits to this, and that's a really good thing. Companies, of course, have to pick up more. There's even more potential in Germany, but legislation is perfect. And I think the whole region is trying to get like a global cryptocurrency hub as well. And legislation, that's what the legislation is trying to accomplish. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Thomas, over there. Fnd, quick question. What's the difference between traditional crowdfunding ways of raising funds and IOs, or ICOs past, but now IOs? So how do you see they are different?
For me, the difference is on the bureaucracy in terms of the procedures and policies. So we believe that crypto space or blockchain space will provide a very robust, fast, and also less, we call, bureaucracies, right? But because of that, also sometimes because of that kind of a less bureaucracy, decentralized, some of, we can say, so-called scammers took advantage on that kind of advantages. So it's because of, for example, if I want to do some crowdfunding commission, it's quite difficult because they want to see the portfolio, they want to see all this kind of procedures, policies, registration. It's quite tough and it's quite difficult in terms of that. Because of that, but me in Malaysia, I believe, because when we talk about crypto space, there are two schools of thoughts. One of the startups or people in the fintech cryptocurrencies, they don't believe on the perspective of, we call as a centralized or regulated ecosystem. For them, why I need to regulate my Bitcoin, for example, right? But at the end, we must understand the sovereignty of the money will be affected to the people. Why we have government? Because of the sovereignty on the money side, right? So we cannot avoid, unless if you use Bitcoin or you use cryptocurrencies, then you don't want to liquid, it's okay. But you still need to buy something outside. You need to work with banks, a commercial bank, right? So for me, that's the things. And I believe on the regulation ecosystem, regulators. Why? Because why? The problem for this, when we don't have so-called regulated ecosystem in the crypto space, a lot of scam happen. Because why? When something happen on the bad coin, bad cryptos, the public cannot take charge, cannot take what you call legal responsibility, right? And one more thing, I always advise our government. I said that by putting crypto space in the gray area, it's not good. Because why? When, for example, if I'm the scammers, right? I will create one coin, then I do ICO, for example, right? And then the government cannot take charge. Because why? Because of no legal what you call perspective that can take charge if I do something scam. Because why? It's not put in under the regulation. So we need to regulate. For example, like Switzerland is doing very good. The FAA, the regulation is very good. How Japan did the first crypto exchange license is very good. Because of that, government now think that we need to regulate this space, and we are so happy. We are so excited. When last 2 years, we finally get recognition by the government. But of course, the challenge are on the KYC part. For example, if I want to invest in my, I want to buy Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, of course, sometimes by putting into regulated exchanges, it's not profitable for me. Because why? Because the tax, right? So I can put my Bitcoin in any crypto exchange that is not regulated by the government. But in terms of the peace of mind, better. Because why? For me, tax is good because why? The tax actually is for the people, for the public, right? So it's okay. And then second thing, we can get some recognition and we can integrate the concept of crowdfunding. That I believe that we need to integrate to the conventional, and also it's quite what you call it's quite idealistic. But for me, we need to combine both world, conventional, decentralized, centralized in one. Like LATOKEN need, right? LATOKEN also I think registered in Malta, right? It's very good movement by having Malta regulation. So
All
I
right.
believe on the regulation that we need
Thank you, Fnd.
to be into the
Yes,
space.
so banks are heavily regulated bodies. So we are saying here on a summary that
And then
exchange.
Sonny, what Tushar mentioned just now about the issue of the money laundering, I did some research. Actually, money laundering in Malaysia or Singapore, if you study Singapore Law Journal, there are no such thing people in the cryptocurrency involved in money laundering. But when you study the Law Journal, a lot of money laundering made by the commercial banks. That's the funny things, the funny facts, right? A lot of money laundering made by the commercial bank. Because why? For me, if I want to do money laundering, I don't use blockchain what you call solution. Because why? It easy can be traceability. But if you use commercial money, it's quite difficult actually. Because why? How you want to So that's the thing. That's a funny things about the facts about the. But of course, some of issues of hacking, because it's not about the Bitcoin being hacked, but the exchange, where the exchange don't put anything on safety and also regulated. That's a problem. It's not Bitcoin.
Yeah, sure.
Can I add one line here, Sunny?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
See, if you move against the markets, so it's very costly to transfer money from one country to the another because banks have a monopoly. Because governments create this monopoly. If you move that in today's world and age, some new thing will come which will break down those monopolies. So I believe that facilitating cross-border cheaper ways of movement of money has been made possible by crypto. So that is one of its achievements rather.
Yeah. And then the best thing about, for example, in Malaysia use case, one reputable bank in Malaysia, CIMB, the group CEO, actually now is a Minister of Finance in Malaysia. He did one MOU with Ripple. I think commercial bank, they will accept Ripple as a part of the solution for the money transaction.
I mean, yes, we can talk about that probably in another session. We can drill down more into the Ripple, R3 and everything else, because obviously Singapore has done fabulously good and in the space as well. So let's just have another session and drill down into that. I want to ask Maren about investments from family offices. Our family office is going to be investing in cryptos anytime soon. Let's start with Bitcoin. Do you think Bitcoin as they use is a good investment?
Well, if it's a good investment, future will show. You need to have the right technology to be successful in ups and downs. Well, from a demand side, for sure, it's a very positive development. But if you look at the investment side, more and more funds have discovered cryptos as an attractive asset class and are moving their funds there. So there's a lot more demand. So to a certain extent, the market is also demand-driven. But we believe in cryptos. We are both investing into technology, which is in that field, as well as in cryptos ourselves. For sure, KYC and AML is certainly a topic everybody has to look at. It's difficult to prove that there are no issues. And one little issue somewhere might be just the example to prove by certain players that we have to dislike cryptocurrency with all the market effects that can follow. So certainly, I agree we need regulation. Ideally,
thank you, Dr. Maren.
Ideally, we would like to think. Yeah, ideally, we would like to see a kind of standardized regulation all over the world.
Yes,
that's going to be very difficult, especially as we are living in a little bipolar, or if we want to include Europe, a tripolar world these days. So having said that, to a certain extent, that's also a good aspect in it, because I think there is a race for regulation. So all countries in Southeast Asia, Thomas has shared some moves in Europe and other all over the world. They want to be the first movers because if you are a first mover, you might be able to establish a standard and the others have to follow, even though they are not fully agreeing with the standard that is in place. So not always the best standard can win, probably the fastest one. But again, ideally, the more standardized it's going to be, the easier it's going to be for global players. Let me just share an example with our audience. The automotive industry is known to be a pretty regulated industry because for sure you don't want to have any issues while driving your car. So there are a lot of established standards in the entire supply chain all over the world. And that helped a lot to reduce complexity. And I want to close my remarks with complexity. We have to be careful that a pretty uncomplex technology is moved too much to a complex animal that is increasing cost. Because what you mentioned before, Fendi, is we need to reduce end-to-end cost for cross-border transfers. That's one of the USPs of cryptos.
Agreed.
And a success factor for sure is that as players in that field, we need to help to find solutions to effectively integrate blockchain data alongside traditional data infrastructure of the bank. This needs to be married. And I'm sure this is going to be a driver for the market and also create confidence and credibility in the new technology.
So what do you think, just a quick one, Maren, you just must have heard the news that like DBS is going to launch their cryptocurrency exchange. And I think it's open for institutional investors, for institutional traders only. That's, I think so. So what do you think? So I'm a very regulatory, like a bank. I mean, obviously Signum Bank in Switzerland as well. I think they've got that crypto license as well. So when banks start to embrace cryptocurrency and behave like, obviously they have this, obviously banks are banks, traditional banks, and we have this crypto exchange as well. So what does that tell us? What does that tell us? How is the market going to react to the cryptocurrencies? Because obviously these are financial body, regulated body already.
I think the more institutional players, so the more classical banking sector, so to say, is going to move in that direction. That can be a custody offering, that can be an exchange in line with state-sponsored cryptocurrencies. Maybe we'll see a digital Singapore dollar or others very soon. Sooner or later, we will see it. I'm very convinced. We will see the same in all kind of major currencies when future will show. So that will create confidence and move it from a B2B to business. Because talking for us, we are venture capital family business driven arm. So we are looking into something, and we are not so linked to regulated funds. We can make our decision, but for a B2C market, regulation is required.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely agree. Tushar, over to you. Are you going to invest in a crypto startup? Just generally asking, I mean, because you are an investor as well. So what are your best practices? For instance, you have a fantastic product. I mean, obviously crypto or non-crypto, you have the business case, right? It's the business case, which is the center of everything. You have a good a startup, but they also have a token, right? Which they use. They have there's a utility behind that token. So are you also looking to invest in those kind of startups? And what are your best practices that you follow before investing in such a startup?
Thanks, Sunny. I will definitely invest because there's a march of technology on the crypto side, and world over, governments are also moving towards supporting even more in whatever way they can. So, recently there was a little bit of news from China that some banks, some government companies had defaulted on debt towards the banks. So, it was quite strange, a government company defaulting on debt, and that leads me to kind of it shows that there would be a movement towards crypto as a safe haven, and things like this they kind of cause a lot of it's an indicator that cryptos will even more be rising in value. Specifically with regards to India, I would rather wait till the government comes out with a proper set of regulations. And also India is a country with high percentage of cash in the system,
Yeah.
exceeding 12% of GDP. So,
Yeah.
that leads me to believe that there is a very strong market for crypto wallets and cryptocurrency. And also because there is a strong presence of a lot of foreign companies in India. They like easier regulation, and they like easier movement of money. So it leads me to believe that once the Indian government comes out with proper regulations, then this is going to grow exponentially. And hence, I'm always keen to look out on crypto companies and startups in India and also in
Fantastic.
Asia.
Nice to
Fantastic.
hear that.
Thank you so
Fantastic.
much. Thank you so much, Tushar. Let's take
Thank
some
you.
closing remarks. I'll start at Thomas. So we just conscious of the time. 4 more minutes to close. Closing remarks for the show and for the topic. Thank you.
Okay. Just okay, to close on my end, just 2 additional thoughts. What will happen next year? Probably the thing is, we've seen, for example, with MicroStrategy, that actually, businesses converting cash into cryptocurrencies can benefit nicely from this. My personal opinion is this will attract more, businesses that want to participate in this, actually driving prices even higher than this. And what we will do as a company is definitely benefiting from the upside, having our investors benefit from the upside, but at the same time protecting from the downside risk, because you all know, upside comes with volatility, and people don't like the volatility, but like the upside much more. And that's what the AI does, and that's what we're going to do. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Thomas, for sharing those insights. And I'd love to have you back on my panels. Thank you so much. Marin, what's your VCTV, the best moments that you can share with the audience and with me?
We've been looking into cryptocurrencies for quite some time, and in the beginning, I've been to a certain extent skeptical about how well it works, how well is this asset class going to fit into our investment strategy overall. So I'm convinced that it's all about AI trading. The future, and we are happy these days. So it couldn't have been greater to have this panel today with 22,000 in the market today. But there are times, for whatever reason, it can go south, and that's where AI trading is coming into it. So that would be my advice. Have a look at these technologies, combine them line in line with your crypto investment strategy. Overall, I enjoyed a lot today's VCTV once more. Thanks, Sunny, and everybody else on the panel.
Thank you, Marin, for that. Fnd, closing remarks, and
Okay.
yes, just closing remarks, because you
Okay, I just want to mention that Ethereum, the world's second largest cryptocurrencies by value after Bitcoin, has soared by 300% over the last 12 months because of the interest in decentralized finance DeFi, using crypto technology to recreate traditional financial instruments such as loans and insurance, with many DeFi projects built on the top of the Ethereum network. So from the trading perspective, most of the years focus has been on yield and structured products. So we've seen a huge wave of futures products and option products come to the market, and it's actually more will follow soon. And I think we have seen some of the edge case crypto assets become mainstream as well, and this should continue in the new year. And I believe next year will be the year of the crypto space will be rise, and we get a lot of attraction. I would like to invest any companies that involved in DeFi, that again food tech, healthcare, that related to the crypto and blockchain solution as a tech. Thank you.
Thank you, Fnd. Thank you so much for the closing remarks. Just Tushar, over to you with your best VCTV moments, please, before we close the show.
Sunny, every moment on VCTV is better than the previous one, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you. You conduct it so well and so smoothly, and covering everyone on the panel. And it's my pleasure to be on the same panel as people like Thomas, Fnd, Dr. Maran,
Thank you.
and you, Sunny, and also thanks to Carol as well.
Okay,
If you
awesome.
if you guys want to come to ASEAN market, please contact me. We can do a lot of things in ASEAN, a very fresh market. Please welcome to ASEAN, to Malaysia and Jakarta, Singapore. Yeah.
Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam, Bangkok, ASEAN, as rightly Fnd said, Indonesia,
Yeah.
big market.
Big
Support us.
market. 600 million population. Yeah, it's very huge market. To
Thank
be watched. Yeah, on the watch list. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you, speakers, for your time today, for sharing those insights today. And again, entrepreneurs and founders who are watching the show today, feel free to reach out to us, and we're going to connect you with the speakers. Is investors. Fnd is investing. Is looking.
Yes, please show me a very good
Hello, sorry, somebody muted me, I guess. So the looking to invest in 25 projects in healthcare space and in tech space, generally blockchain and crypto. So yes, thank you so much for your time today. And I'll be back tomorrow on 8 p.m. Singapore time with another set of speakers and another set of topics. Till then, stay safe, stay connected, and I'll see you again. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sunny. Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you, Tusha.